Hi Leo, welcome to my channel. This is a general love reading for you, a weekly love reading. It is for wherever you have Leo in your chart, okay, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. This is a general love reading, so it may not resonate for every Leo out there. If it doesn't, check out another placement in your chart, or you can check out another reader even and come back and see me next week. Please consider giving me a like and a subscription. I will be at some point in the very near future giving away some free readings, and I'm going to be prioritising the very first people that subscribe. Okay, so certainly 50 or less, you know, the first 50 for sure, I'm going to be prioritising for that. Because if you're with me from the beginning, I'm not going to forget that for sure. When I was pre-shuffling the cards, and I'm sure you've probably heard me talk about this now, Leo, as I've made a couple of videos for you. I like to do this away from the camera because it takes me a little while, and I have a set format as to how I channel the energy for that. What I was picking up for you, and it's a similar energy for what I've got for the last few times, is that there's a frustration here in a love situation. I'm going to suggest the frustration is on your part, and that you are frustrated with your person for whatever reason, and they're a bit, you've tried to pin them down, or you've tried to have a conversation with them, or you've tried to get them to be emotional, or you've tried to get them to open up, and they are like butter, you know, they just slip through the fingers and you can't actually pull them down in any concrete way to have this much needed conversation. There's an element of them running away or them dodging, certainly dodging something that needs to be addressed here. Okay, now that was just the initial energy. I mean, energies are interchangeable, you know, please feel free to reverse the energies if need be. I just give the messages from the cards. I have to assign a role and a situation as I initially feel them, but you know, I may not have got it correct for every Leo out there, so just switch the role if necessary. I do feel though as if that, I'm being told to shuffle them again. I do feel though as if that particular, that you've almost given up, that you've almost just like come to the conclusion that you just can't give any more energy to getting your person to open up emotionally. And the reason why I'm saying that is we've got the Nine of Wands in reverse here. That's the first card out for you. This is an end of struggle and conflict, but I don't think it's because the matter is being resolved. I think you've made sort of one last ditch attempt here with this Knight of Cups. Look how beautiful he's sitting on the horse there and extending his arm. I think this is one last ditch attempt here to get your person to actually come out of whatever energy they're in. They're in the Nine of Swords energy. This is in the recent past, by the way. I do feel that the reason why they're in this heavy energy is because there's been an excessive amount of communication. I feel the communication has been incredibly heavy. Although there is love there, although you love this person a lot, but for some reason they're in this heavy energy, and I'm suggesting it's because you've been in almost like a chaser energy. This is the energy I picked up on in the pre-shuffle, that there's some kind of runner and chaser energy happening here. And I'm suggesting, Leo, that you are in the current chaser energy, where you are running after this person, trying to get this person to stop still for 5 minutes, to open up emotionally to you. You're trying to pin them down and you're trying to express to them how much it is that you love them. However, I feel that they're running off at high speed in the opposite direction. The more that you do this, the more that they are slipping away physically. Now, I'm not saying that they're slipping away romantically or that they don't have emotions or feelings for you. What I'm saying is that you're in hot pursuit of someone that's running off in the opposite direction. It doesn't mean that they don't have emotional feeling for you. It just means that they're in this particular state of not wanting to look it in the eye or cope with it at this particular point in time. Okay, right, what we've got for the immediate, for the present, we've got the Page of Wands in return. God, can you tell that we're in Mercury retrograde? You know, Mercury retrograde affects communication. Firstly, Mercury rules education, our community, short-term travel, our community being also our neighbours, our immediate family, the place where we live, and also communication. And you can tell by with the tongue that it's quite difficult. Talking about communication, we've got the Page of Wands in reverse here. You, I see, as in the present moment, I think you've come to the conclusion where you're going to give this one last ditch attempt. I think in the past you've told yourself you're going to give it one last ditch attempt, and I think you're going to give it another last attempt with this Ace of Swords here. This is your energy here, where you're trying to cross the threshold and actually communicate with this person about how it is you feel. There's a lot of sexual chemistry here between the two of you, but for some reason your person is in a state of not knowing what it is they're supposed to be doing at this point in time. This is your person's energy, by the way. This is how they began, with the Nine of Swords here. The Sun, when it's this way, is the card of illumination. This is when you're in full receipt of the facts, when you're happy, when everything is going just really, really well. When it's like this, it's the opposite, of course. You know, we're not in full receipt of the facts. Things are a bit cloudy. We can't think properly. This is a card of thinking, of communication. Remember I said Mercury rules communication. It's in retrograde. This could be the retrograde energy at this moment, that it's affecting this type of, you know, there's a barrier here between the two of you. You can't cross over to them at this point in time and give them the love or the care that they need. You want to, but they're just not allowing it. They're putting up they're just not in the energy at this particular point in time to actually receive that from you. In the near future, we've got the Empress, the Three of Swords, and the Chariot. Leo, this looks like as if it may have a happy ending. Can I suggest to you that you need to come out of this chasing energy? The Empress never chases. Now, remember in previous videos, when I speak to you, usually at the beginning, I say there's no gender in tarot. That is true. There is no gender in tarot. We're reading the energies of the cards. Of course, the Empress is female in the picture, but it's the energy we are talking about. So you assign the correct gender for your story. I'm going to say he and she as I look at the cards, but I don't really mean he and she in the real physical body of the gender that we're talking about. I'm talking about the energy. So when I say you're an Empress, if you're a guy, please don't get offended. What I'm saying is the Empress has the queens beneath her. She is the Empress because she has this very, very, very regal energy. Believe me, the Empress does not chase. Are you listening to me, Leo? The Empress is never a chaser because she's above that. So if you are in this runner chaser energy where you are chasing after someone, you are trying to give them your cup of love and they are for whatever reason, maybe it's not because they don't love you, it's because they're in some kind of emotional turmoil at this particular point in time. They're just not ready to take it from you. Stop chasing and put yourself in this Empress energy. We've got the Three of Swords with the Chariot. This Three of Swords is not always a good energy. It's paraded around usually in the tarot world as third-party energy, meaning that your person has someone else. However, that's not always necessarily true. It depends where it comes out in the actual reading itself, and it depends on the other cards surrounding it. But it can be, a third party could be just an outside influence. It could be the fact that your person's too busy thinking about work. It could be that they're too heavily focused on their career. It could be because they are too wrapped up in their own problems at the moment. This is what I see. Your person is wrapped up in their own problems or their own emotions. They're locked into their own head for whatever reason. I'm going to use another deck to clarify. I'm going to use the Necro deck actually. It's a little bit dark, but I feel that this deck is necessary. Let's get some clarification on this Three of Swords, because it's not, why is the Three of Swords here? It's not clear, and it's not clear why the Sun is in reverse for your person, or the Nine of Swords. So first of all, let's get some clarity for the Three of Swords for your person. The Ace of Pentacles with the Lovers. We have the Chariot twice. The Chariot has come out to clarify the Three of Swords, okay? It's come out in a different deck, so it's come out in the Light Seers deck and it's come out in the Necro deck also. What's interesting for me, remember I said you have to stop chasing. You have to just go with the flow and put yourself in this Empress energy where you're just going to do you. You know, the Empress knows who she is. The Empress knows that she has all the qualities to be the Empress, and she is at the top of the hierarchy for the fact that the queens are all beneath her. And that's not saying it in a derogatory way. It's just that she's ascended in her own personal way of being. She's comfortable in her own skin. She knows exactly who she is. She knows exactly where the boundaries are in what is acceptable and what is not acceptable within the elements of any kind of relationship. This is the energy that you need to put yourself in. We've got this Lover's energy here. There is love between you, but there is emotional distance between you. What this Ace of Pentacles is telling me with this Chariot card, and remember we've got the Chariot card twice here. The Chariot card is a card of forward movement, of actually coming out of this stagnant energy which is what I feel that you have been in with your person, Leo. What this is telling me to do is this is focusing on yourself. This is aligning your energy here back where it needs to be, because you need to come from this page of Page of Wands in reverse here, and actually come into this Empress mode here with this Ace of Pentacles. This is, can you see? Look at this. This is realigning your energy. This is realigning your aura. This is getting your inner chakras and your inner spirituality and your inner peace back into balance. When you do that, once you achieve that, that is when you are going to have forward movement and some union spiritually, emotionally and physically with this person. They're not ready at this particular point in time to do that. This is in the near future. Remember I said, potentially, Leo, there's a happy ever after here. There is potentially a happy ever after. There is, but it depends on your own internal equilibrium. It depends on if you can come out of this chasing, forcing energy, this energy where you're trying to force something, and just take a step back and do you temporarily, and just let divinity take its course. And don't forget that the divinity is not really always on the outside. When we talk about divine timing is not always about the external having the control. You know, what people say, oh, it's down to divine timing, it's down to divine timing, as if there's some invisible godlike clock somewhere that is going to all of a sudden chime 12 and put everything in place for you. No. Inside each of us, we have the masculine and the feminine energies. You're being guided here to balance. Can you see this? I said this is about balancing the auras, balancing the chakras. You're being guided to balance the internal masculine and the feminine energy, so that you can put this heartbreak and this Three of Swords energy to bed, and that you can get union with your person and actually move forward with the Chariot card here that we have twice. This is confirming to me that if you want to come out of this stalemate situation, the only way to do it is to firstly balance the internal masculine and the internal feminine with each other. I think Jung called it the anima animus. It's the internal balance of the anima and the animus within inside yourself. Only then are you going to feel or see some kind of progress with this person. This person loves you very much, but they are in some kind of emotional turmoil and some kind of heavy energy with something that's going on within their emotional world. I was guided. Okay, wow. I cannot make this up, Leo. I have got a chill running through me at the moment. I was guided to pull. Spirit said, pull 3 more cards. That's what I did. I pulled 3 more cards. Okay, just wait for this. I pulled the Emperor. We now have the Emperor and the Empress here. We have the Ace of Swords twice from 2 different decks. We have the High Priestess. This is a very divine and spiritual connection, but there is a need here to balance the internal energies in order to overcome this heavy energy here. Unity is possible. It is possible. Remember I said we pulled the Lovers card here. It's possible that you can come together with this person. We've got we have the Ace of Swords twice. We have the Chariot twice in this read, Leo. We have the Emperor and the Empress. This is a power couple. We have the High Priestess. This tells me this person is meant to be in your life. If they are meant to be in your life, then you do not need to chase them. There is a balancing of energies needed before you can come together. I'm going to pull 1 oracle card here. I don't pull them for every sign. I don't always pull the extra 3 cards for every sign. Sometimes I just feel like I need to. I felt like you needed the 3 extra cards. I was being guided to pull 3 extra tarot cards for you, and it's clear to me why. Believe in the impossible. Blue Moon. Do you know what's significant about this card, Leo? Do you know what's happening on Halloween? I'm sure you know what Halloween is. I mean, it's Samhain for me, which is one of the rituals that I celebrate. But Halloween, on the 31st of October, there is a blue moon. There is an actual blue moon on the 31st of October. The significance of a blue moon is that we have already had one full moon in October at the beginning, and this will be the second full moon in the month of October, which is very rare. And we also had a supermoon on the 16th of October also. This has created a lot of planetary feelings and emotions here. Possibly you're going to see some kind of conclusion here by the end of the month, or some kind of change, I'm suggesting. That's what I have for you, Leo. This was an amazing read, actually. Please consider giving me a subscription, a like or a share, and thanks for stopping by.